foot of the other white woman. Whole foot. I said, I can die now. Her whole foot. How do you get a foot? I said, wait a minute now. I got to call the boys in on this shit. I got to call the boys in on this shit here. Is that a foot up in there? And it wasn't like they had her like a torture and they had her on the bed tied up and shit. She was hollering, oh, no, she was like, wait a minute, hold on. There ain't enough of this shit up here. Now the point I'm trying to make here is, if there was a sexually transmitted disease, everybody on the planet would be dead. Right. So the mere fact that they told you that was to stop the sexual revolution. Because that's what it is. You need to be rumbling in the sheets. That's the key. We're going to go into some science on what you have to do based on lust. The thing the Bible told you not to do will lift you up to God. Lust is good. Right. You know it's good because you can't get the shit out your mind. That's right. That means your goddamn spirit is telling you, hey, man, that booty over there look good.
And I don't want to get it out of my mind.
That is the driving force. Right. We're going to get into that.
Right. I know it ain't going nowhere.
Telling you some stuff, you know, the priest beating himself on the act, beating himself. You see this shit here, man? That's some white, perverted stuff. Because they hated the woman. And they knew how the woman made them feel. Right. Although they was gay and they liked the boys, still, if they was black, it was an asexual culture. You see, they just grew whatever. But they knew how the woman made them feel, and they said, "That should take this shit." But that was the spirit. We're thinking the spirit is all this prayer and shit, and the spirit is the erotic aspect. We're gonna get into this stuff. We have isolated what the real Christ is. And you know it's all based on, but the whole aspect of this real Christ thing is all rooted in sex. I'm like, well, goddamn, this motherfucker is just John Holmes. It's all this about sex. But that's what the whole key is, and this is all alchemical. We'll get into that particular part also too. We're not dealing with some bullshit, no. We're dealing with advanced science now. Right. You see what I'm saying? Going back to this, it cures AIDS. It cures the heart. We got heart disease. You know what I'm saying? It cures PMS. It just cures everything. Melanin. Here you walking around with melanin in you. It is you, and you got all these damn disease. Right. You see what I'm saying? I think that's something's going on here. Yeah. You see? Now, going back to this. There's several things what's going on. Number one, you got a lot of clones out here. We talk about that too. You must get into to knowing that everybody you see is not necessarily who it used to be. Right. That's a reality. Right. That's a reality. The other part about that is this. If this stuff is supposed to heal, now in the vitamins, everything that's in the vitamins is inside of the melanin. Everything that's in the herbs is inside of the melanin. And basically, when you read the Rig Veda, which is the Indian text, the East Indian text that came out of Kemet, or Ethiopia, it tells you that everything revolves around getting this elixir of life called Sama. And Sama is melanin. So if the gods need it, everything needs this stuff. And once you get in this immortality and all that type of stuff, then every component that you think is going to keep you up is you already come equipped with it. Right. So for the mere fact that it's not working, it means that what happens is this. It's the same thing like anything else. If you use something, your body becomes dependent on it and it doesn't produce whatever it naturally produces to help it because it has this substance. Right. And also we're talking about a highly psychological thing because melanin is also dealing with the whole psychological ramifications which makes the melanin go to a certain level. Now we know that they studied the black person out of damn slavery. And up until the night, they said that the black person up until damn integration had one of the best diets in the country. Even though they had the pork and all that shit, they had one of the best diets in the country. But they also understood it. They studied us and they knew that they threw us a whole lot of bullshit.
Right.
And we can heal. It wasn't until they put that damn Medicare shit out. Well, which one the welfare with Medicaid?
Medicaid.
The Medicaid thing out where you can get access to the doctors.
Right. And get all their grants.
And get all the stuff until you started becoming sick all the time.
Right.
And also too, what we're talking about here too, is now the health food industry is out, and they're saying you need everything on their shelves to survive.
Right. That's right.
Meanwhile, they don't have melanin, and a lot of the shit is made for them. But it's about like that same thing with, they say that only a few people use, most people only use a third of their brain.
Right.
But we also know that the white man can't use the rest of his brain because he don't have the pineal gland in that realm to tap into the other parts of the brain.
Right.
So therefore, he can't use but a third of his brain, but because he produces a society that's conducive to a third of the brain, and we live in that society, we get shut down and only use a third of our brain because what is programmed in us is his society.
Right. That's right.
So everything is based on the computer programming. And because that's programmed in us, we only use a third of our brain.
Right.
You see what I'm saying, how this is going? Now, going back to this, it also is psychological based on the whole diet thing. If somebody tell you and convince you that everything out here is bad for you, and it probably is.
Right.
But the problem is you come to the planet already with a defense system. It says your own natural run the drug. Do you know the goddamn word drug is a Zoroastrian, which is Persian, word for melanin. It's in the damn Persian text. It's a Persian name for melanin, drug. But they got you on the drug to shut down your drug.
Right.
You get this? So therefore, the people, because see, it's a thin line with just basically becoming a vegetarian. It's another thing where you become a fucking germaphobe, which you scared of germs.
Right.
You scared of everything that go in your body.
Right.
But how is it every time I get sick now? Because I'm hooked up. I go lay down. Only thing you need is to get some sleep. Because melanin is the realm of sleep. But you gotta get what kind of sleep you get. It's in the movie because all that vampire stuff they're talking about, that stuff in the blood, they was talking about melanin. In the movie The Hunger, Catherine Deneuve, and David Bowie, 1985. And they say, what kind of sleep you get is important. So it's not necessarily do you get a lot of sleep, because sometimes you ever slept so long and you wake up feel bad.
Right.
It's not that kind of sleep.
Right.
It's whether the sleep is a deep enough sleep. As I said it last time, that Upanishad said when a person gets a deep sleep, they go to their higher selves.
Right.
And they are with their own selves. They are with them, they have gone to their own, which means they go into their higher selves. And that is the realm of melanin. Morpheus did, what's the name in the movie Matrix, when he went, Morpheus is the god of sleep. Shiva is the god of sleep. What they're talking about, which is talking about melanin. Well, how the hell they gonna take the melanin out of you and give it to a white person and the white person fall asleep?
Right.
So we're talking about sleep. And you know what they say right now, they say a person get killed, a person gets shot up, they say he needs his rest.
Right.
Then the person, he goes into a deep sleep. And he heals.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the key is, right now, if I get hurt or whatever stuff, if I just get a good sleep, I'll wake up and I'll feel whatever part be burning. Because the Kundalini energy will shoot up and go in and it heals it overnight. But because I ain't on all the bullshit, you see, now I started losing weight the last month or so, last 2 months I started losing weight again. I'm going down. But I found out, you can tell. And I started going out and see, I found out something too, also too. I was forced on this one.
Tell you.
No, it ain't had nothing to do with the diet. I was forced on this one. And I'll get into that particular part too. Whenever you have a massive semen build up, over damn 2.5 months, what happens is there's things that's also in the semen. We're going to get into the sexual thing and all, and it replenishes the body, but also too, I started losing weight based on some stuff, some energies that was working and stuff. I started losing weight and I'm going down rapid. I'm talking about like in losing, I lost about a good 50 pounds in about a week. That kind of shit. We'll go into all that type of stuff too, but it's got something to do with the whole retaining the semen. You can screw, if you're the man, you just can't let it out. You see what I'm saying? Plus, also too, if you don't let it out and all, and you get to thinking all, you can screw all night. Now I know the women are like that. You know, they say a good man is hard to find, but a hard man is goddamn good to find.
Also,
so that's going to be one of the mysteries to this whole thing when we go, what's that? Huh? Yeah, what I? Yeah. Nutrients and all that. Right. Exactly. Also too, semen has a highly concentrated part of melanin called Collis, Shocktors, and Oges. Shocktors and Oges. And that particular stuff is a higher form of melanin. And we're going to get into some other stuff because there's even some greater stuff that get to the spiritual level you can only get through lust and sex. We go into that kind of stuff. I'm going ahead of myself. But anyway, but the thing is I was forced to that shit, but girl was gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I said, hell, I'm 38 now, hell, going on 39. I refuse to do the Jackson 5 live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Jackson live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, hell, you know, just, you know, whatever, go to bed. I don't know. A lot of alcohol. But anyway, the semen start building up and all. Also, you get a glow too. Because what happens is this here, the male, if you build up the semen and all, he can attract women. And stuff. So, damn, something different about you now. Because what it is that energy. We'll go into all that too. But going back to this particular science based on the melanin and based on the diet. Now they're giving you all this shit. And so all the health food will tell you all this stuff you got to do. And they don't understand that all that stuff is nature's way of compensating for some things that's already in your damn body.
Right. That's right.
The thing is it's also psychological. If you know your body can heal, it heals. Now I know for a fact my mama don't go to no doctor. My mama ain't never been sick, and I ain't never been sick.
Right.
Other than I had a head cold. Last one was 89. And hell, I was blooming up. But not sick. Right. But it's all based on the mind thing, but it's also based on the melanin. So what's happening here is this. There's a lot of friends I know that's sick. They're very extreme vegetarians, as well as they take all these different vitamins, hundreds each day. But what's happening is they're sick, but what's happening is the melanin has become dormant and shut down. So the real healing shit, because the only thing that can heal you is stuff that's inside of you. Right. The real healing stuff is dormant now, so now they're all sick. They don't know what the hell is going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's a psychological thing, but the health food industry, number one, that's made for white people because they need all that shit. Right. But on the other hand, they're getting black people into the whole damn mix because the simple fact that they can shut down certain levels of melanin, as well as there's certain levels of melanin that's going to be produced that is a transmutation, which means this shit take on a new form. They're talking all that on the movie X-Men.
Yeah.
And so what it is they got to shut down that aspect by giving you all the bullshit. And you know the other part, the dehydration with all the sodas. Yeah. Which is dehydration. Right. And then putting it in, and the people in the project drink sink water. So they're putting the whole dehydration in the doggone sink water. And that shuts down the melanin also too. You see what I'm saying? But one of the keys is sleep deprivation. That's the key. Now with the sleep deprivation, I did some valerian root for 2 days, and the second day got real sick. Why I was getting sick? Because what happened was is the melanin started healing so much until all the toxins started coming up. So I was literally sick because all of those damn toxins started coming up. That meant that I went into a sleep realm that was healing so damn good until it wasn't healing on that time release type proportion. It was healing right then and right there. And the whole day I was sick. I had to drink a whole lot of damn water. You know what I'm saying? And you get a melancholy, which means you just feel bad and you thinking, oh, my life is terrible. All kind of things like that. In actuality, that's good. When black people used to feel down and had the blues, that was melancholy, that was cleansing, and that was healing. Now they gave us the goddamn anesthesia called the comfort zone. There's a metaphysics in pain and suffering. You go get the movie Hellraiser. He figures out the part of the box, and the Cenobites come and they say, we got such sights to show you. Now on one hand they saying, oh man, it's on, man, you get ready to, you in paradise. But yet he's got the shit pulling his skin, his lip, flesh dripping from his body. He said, how the hell is this damn pleasure? Well, that means in actuality what they're trying to show you is a metaphysical realm. This realm is an artificial, illusionary realm that don't exist. So whenever you get the real realm or the spiritual realm is so opposite from this realm that it becomes pain and suffering. So they had to take you from your pain and suffering. Why the hell you think the damn Jews is trying to corner pain and suffering? The white Jews, the is-it realists, the fake Jew. Why do you think that? Because they know there's something metaphysical in pain and suffering. Pain and suffering is you actually feeling the other side. You done got to the physical level, spiritual level, until this particular level here is an artificial jailhouse, and you feeling the other side. Right. There's something in pain and suffering. There's something in madness. We'll go into that type of stuff. You got to deprogram your fucking mind to get up out of this shit. Right. And the anesthesia, the comfort zone, and the righteousness, and the peacefulness is just dead. Hell, you gonna be in peace in a damn prison. Somebody throw you in a goddamn hole. And you, I'm in peace now. Rats biting off your butt. I'm in peace now.
No.
You see, that's because you've been dulled down or dumbed down. So that's some stuff. So in a nutshell, a lot of the things that they're telling you you need, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. Now, you got all the people coming saying you gotta have all these magnets, you gotta have all this, you gotta have all that, because it's coming thing. They don't even understand that the shit, what's coming, that is making the damn earth so fucked up, is the melanin energy rising. So they're telling you that you got to have some stuff to ward off the energy up from the melanin energy. The book, Mark Balfour's book, The Sign of the Serpent, said that, I talked about this before, it said that the energy that is rising, the Kundalini energy is rising in each person, will, since 1986, has been rising off the charts. So they had to do a lot of cloning and a whole lot of shutting down now because they wouldn't have been able to live on the planet in the 1990s. Because anytime you got any type of species, the weaker one is killed off when the strongest one is at the most powerful. And all nature kills off its hybrid species. I don't even want to say the word mutate because transmutation means something comes new. White people are hybrid, which means they are a mark of the original one. Right. You see what I'm saying? They are a mark of the original ones, a mark nuclei with one ring of consciousness. So the lesser strain always dies off in nature. So they understood once our real spiritual energy started rising, late 80s, that's when you start coming into your consciousness. They would have died off if they didn't go and shut this shit down. Right. But on one aspect is to make the melanin dormant by telling you that everything is bad for you and you need all this shit. You need all these magnets, you need all this kind of thing. That's for fucking white people. Right. Only thing you need is water and sleep and a good fucking mind. Because it's all based on mind over matter. Right. Now we talking about now dealing with the spirits. We talking about dealing with the spirit when I'm in all. Till you make them get off your ass. get off their ass and do some stuff. You see what I'm saying? Case in point. I'm on the plane. They say we got a storm down in doggone Detroit. It's off the hook. They said we got to circle and maybe this thing break. I said, look, oil. I said it again. I said, oil. Goddamn, I got rent coming up. And we coming to speak on your ass and the spirits. I don't want to hear this shit. This motherfucker better stop. And when the shit landed, it was stopped. And the sun started shining for a while. And I'm telling you, we the new weather people. Now they said they was gonna come down, they was gonna stop the Freaknik this time. They didn't want the Freaknik in 2000. They all but destroyed that thing down there. So nobody wasn't coming no way. The black people, we ain't going to that shit. They had arrested so many people and all. So, but they said we gotta be sure. We can't have them come into 2000. So what they did was, they did the harp. They did the harp. This was, I'm talking about, this was the one in April, the one in Atlanta. They did the HARP, low radio frequency wave, that thing to change the weather. And the weatherman on damn TV, this was a week before. They said, well, we worried about the frequency. You think they coming? They was like, nah, they didn't come last year, they're not coming, they all but killed it. The guy said, well, he said, we don't have to worry about that no way, because the weather gonna stop. Oh shit, wait a minute, hold on. And sure enough, the weather came, but it was something I was supposed to have, and I said, man, y'all can't have this shit coming. And I stopped the shit for a day, and it was on the news, they were saying, we don't understand what happened. It ain't happening. But even if you're a meteorologist, if it don't happen, you go, well, didn't happen.
Right.
No, they was like,
I was supposed to.
you said, hold on, wait a minute.
Right.
Something ain't right.
Right.
So the attitude was different. If, you know, sometimes they predict shit, and they go, well, it's supposed to have rain, but it didn't do that. You know, that's okay, you know.
Right.
It's no big deal. It happened all the time. No, they was like, something's not right. It ain't coming. And they knew that somebody had done some shit. Stop it.
Right.
You see? So I'm saying, that's the type of stuff that we dealing with now, also on the spirits. I tell them, look, I done set y'all to play the food, I done blew the fucking rum, I done poured the libation, now I ain't having the goddamn shit. And it works. Somebody say, you doing a ritual? I say, no, I go up in there and I talk to them just like I'm talking to grandmama, drunk ass Ned. I say, and so I went up in there, and so my ritual consists of not the poetic thing. I was like, look, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done, and I gotta get this done.
Right.
Now I say, y'all, they came to me in '93. They said, we want prosperity for you. Whole bunch of money. I said, nah, that's all right, I'll get it later, whatever. Nah, they came back in '95, or '94 or something, so we want prosperity for you. So this time I'm like, well, my girl done left my ass. I'm by myself, I'm in a whole big ass house by my fucking self. Light, water, gas.
Right.
Now I'm like, wait, I'm calling in my fucking marker now. I said, now you know I ain't begging you for shit, and I've been broke. I said, now look, I'm calling in my marker now. You know, I'm calling in my marker now. Y'all say y'all want some prosperity, now y'all gonna have to give it to me.
Right.
You know, right? Y'all gonna have to give it to me. And I said, sooner or later I'm gonna find there's an entity that manifests money on the floor for your ass. I mean, now I ain't talking about no dollar bills. I'm talking about that whole, you know how to have that stack, some shit like that, hundreds. But I'm not really getting off into that in the aspect that I'm saying now is the time to jump off and do the practitioning thing. So let's go into some things. I want to go into some things right now based on some other stuff, based on the Moorish science. I'm going to some other stuff right now. We got a lot of stuff to cover. And so I want to go into this particular history to break this thing down, to show that in actuality, all this stuff that we are throwing away is nothing but doggone Moorish science that the white boys convinced us is some white stuff. They just coined it the New Age and all, but we want to go into some of this particular history also too. Hell, I can sit down too. I found out I can do this too. You know, but if y'all can't see me in the back, I'll stand up. Yeah. Damn. How long you want me to go? Oh, it is? You want to do that? Yeah. But I'm a little hungry right now.
Yeah.
This is right on time.
We'll take a half-hour break.
Take a half-hour break, then we're going to go into the science. Then we got to go into the whole sexual thing, because you got to go there, because that's the power. And that's the power. They're going to go into that also, too. So, you off?
No?
So, we'll be back in a minute. Same back station, same back time. Okay. What we're going to do is right now, like I said, we're constantly breaking up things. We don't want to go by the regular format. We're going to start this off right now. I need to explain some of these rituals. I need to explain some of these rituals right now for the people that did pay to come, and you might have to go, so you need to at least get the rituals. First of all, the one that I gave you on this piece of paper here, basically all you do is you get you a red candle, a white candle, and a black candle.
Well, which ritual are you doing? You got two.
No. This is,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
no, that's just the vevea. That's not a ritual there. That's just the symbols. This is the ritual on this particular paper here for the people who bought the ritual. You get your red candle, a black candle, and a white candle. You basically take the, you light the candles, you put some type of plate of food there, some fruit. They like fruit a lot, because some of y'all motherfuckers can't cook, so. And you're not black people talk about some no cooking. So if you can't cook, then don't mess around, because these ain't not the same Negroes that used to be in the physical. So you give them some fruit, and if you can, it would help if the people saw me. If you see me pour libations, you can also pour libations. Libation consists of the water going, a jug of water going in a plant or a bucket, and writing down a list of entities, as you know, which you can pretty much put whatever entities you want. Mainly these are Egyptian entities, or Egyptian deities, so therefore you pour libation to the Egyptian deities, you know, Osiris, Aset, you know, Anubis, you know, the whole deal. And basically, you pour your libations, you light your candles, and in so many words, what you do is you read off in front of the candles what's on the paper. So even when it tells you that you need a certain thing, because you can't go and get some of these things, you read it off and speaking it into existence.
Okay.
So just read it off on the paper, and that's it. You see? On this particular one here, read everything on the paper, and the stuff they say you need, read that, and that also materializes. This is one there's like I said, there's two of them at the beginning for all purposes. There's one for dream revelations. Meet your own Damien. Remember now, meet your own Damien. The word Damien comes from the word Amen, or Amen, and the word Amen comes from the word Amen, which means hidden stuff, hidden substance, or the hidden God. So Damien also later on degraded into demon, but Damien means your own higher self. Victory charm, there's one for victory, or one request for a dream, spell for obtaining dream revelations, charm for direct vision, and it goes on and on. Spell for the divine revelation, foreknowledge, horoscope, and they got memory spell, restraining spell, charm the release from people from all bounds. That's the one I did to get this ghost out of my house, some old crackers that was up in there. I got it out of my house by using this particular one also too. As well as there's some love spells on here too. Also too. But let me give you this other love spell right now. If you didn't buy it, but if you just want another one, this is what you're going to do. I told you about the brown bottle ritual. You take some coffee and pour into a brown bottle, liquid coffee, pour it in a brown bottle, and take a brown piece of paper bag and write the person's name on the brown piece of paper bag. Tear off the brown piece of paper bag and set the bottle on top of the brown piece of paper bag with the brown strip of paper with the person's name, and that person won't mess with you anymore. I'm giving that one again, put it on an altar or something, a mantle or whatever. I'm giving that one again because you could also do this with bill collectors. You see. So coffee in bottle on top, set it on top of the brown piece of paper strip brown paper bag strip with that person's name on it or the business name on it. Now what you're going to also do with this one is going to be one to Erzuli, E-R-Z, for people, some of the people got some of the VVs for that, Erzuli, E-R-Z-U-L-E-I-E, E-R-Z-U-L-I-E, Erzuli, the goddess of love. Now what you're going to do with this one, you're going to get a clear bottle. This is for the love spell. I'm going to give out 2 of them. This is for the love spell. Brothers, you can do this too on some sisters too. You see what I'm saying? Because they can get the act in their ass too. See, there ain't no one-sided in black insanity. Same bug bit us, bit them too. That's what makes us insane. The sisters are crazy as shit too. Bat out of hell. And you know this because also, and I must also say this too, sisters will have to try a lot harder than males also at this particular time to, whatever it takes to keep your friendship with a good friend established. You need to try extra harder because we also know that it ain't nothing for a sister to fall out with another sister. So therefore, they have to let go all the little petty jealousies and stuff to try to understand that what that is that's a patriarchal culture of the male-dominated society that's making you view the sister that way. And it's always based on a competition. And this thing is just bred to a certain level, so therefore, if you have a real good friend and you are a real good friend and you are a female, it's best to fight to keep that particular friendship. Brothers, basically, we be like, well, what the hell, we get mad with a nigga, but be like, he not unless he stole something from us or really got over on us, I'm just saying, just some little petty sly stuff, you be like, well, you ain't got no lace around your drawers, so we settle that shit and still be boys and all. I'm like, I ain't gonna swap no spit with you, so it ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? But the sister thing go a lot deeper and all because of the patriarchal culture. There's a lot of competition, and that's the way they have the sisters at each other over little petty shit. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, what I'm trying to say here is, it's pertinent that if you have a real good friend, there's nothing better than a real good friend, and try to doggone maintain that relationship, even if you have to just limit it, how you deal with them, but don't cut nobody loose.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So in this particular one here is dealing with Erzuli, and basically you get a clear bottle. You put honey in the clear bottle. You're gonna do this for your lover or your person you want. You're gonna put honey in the clear bottle. And I got another one. I say take a pink piece of paper. Pink piece of paper. Write that person's name on it, because Erzuli's number is pink. Her color is pink. Write that person's name on it. Pink piece of paper. Write that person's name on it. Put that pink piece of paper in that bottle of honey. A little strip. Put the pink piece of paper in the bottle of honey. Then you in the bottle of honey. Then you what you do is you go to a lake or a river and the first thing you do is you dump a little bit off into the river. You pour a little bit out of the river and you call on Erzuli, or you call on, and it's best to do both, or you call on Oshun. In this case, it's Erzuli Oshun. And basic Oshun, what's that? O-S-H-U-N. And you tell them to, if it's in the right form, to bring that person to you, because you don't want no pervert. You get a deranged nigga all in love with your ass, running down the street with you. A crazy deranged nigga, and running down the street with your ass. Then you be fucked up. So you say if it's in the cards, cap on it, tighten it real good, and seal that pink paper in that bottle and throw that bottle in the river or in a lake. You see, in a lake, and that should do it. Now, for the hardcore shit.
Hello.
What's that?
Spell that the name again.
Erzuli, E-R-Z-U-L-I-E, and Oshun. Call them both of them this time. O-S-H-U-N. Ain't that Oshun?
That's the way I spell it.
Yeah, O-S-H-U-N, Oshun. It's the same person. One is Yoruba, one is Vodun. Both of them coming from West Africa or whatever, and in the Caribbeans and in the islands off the coast or whatever. Erzuli, which is also Haiti. So, and that's one also too. Now for the hard stuff, I think this one is mostly done by women, but I think a brother can do it also too, but it's going to be kind of hard. But you're going to have to give up something to get it now. You're going to have to go to bed with the person. So you have to give up the booty, a booty call or whatever. You're going to have to do that. Whatever, just, wait on a cold night and offer it up the right way. If the person don't want to really do nothing, then you need to at least get somebody that find you attractive enough to damn want to do something. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to have somebody in love with you sitting in the damn house watching some pornos while you in the bed and shit saying, what's up? Now, this is all spiritual stuff, though. We've been programmed to think that everything is so bad and so out of pocket. And what we're doing is we are uncovering years and years of African science. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at this on a superior level other than to think of this thing as just some crazy stuff out of the box, because that's the way you've been programmed. White boy come up with the same shit and package it, and you buy the shit. That's like that Harry Potter, what's that shit everybody reading now? Some book. Harry Potter.
Written for children too.
Written for children. They talking about what?
Kids.
Rebelling against your parents and doing all kind of crazy shit in the book.
Yeah.
Motherfucker buying it up. They just put it on the TV, you buy it up. So my point is, this is nothing that's, for the mere fact that if this sounds something that's kind of bothering you or far-fetched, that means you got a lot of work to do. Because you got to get that mindset out. Because that white boy can tell you some shit tomorrow. If he tell you to smear shit on your mustache, you're a cancer, you'll do it. If Ted Koppelman come on and say, if you take some shit and put on your mustache and take some shit and put on your eyebrows, you'll do it. Because he defines reality. So you got to redefine reality and redefine reality and stuff. So you have to deprogram yourself if you think that all this is far-fetched. So what you're going to have to do is give up the draws this time. And basically what you do is for that person, make sure that, well, let's say it face, make sure that the person want to go to bed with you. Even if you offer it up, he go, okay, that's cool, then you might, But what you do is you take a dish rag. Gotta be a dish rag now. You know what the fucking dish rag is? I don't know why, but then again, there was a science behind it. So they had all this chemical science, and although the science is lost, it might sound crazy. It used to have a mathematical, scientific, numerological, astrological, astronomical explanation. But that's lost now, so get the dish rag and go and wipe whenever you have sex with him, you go and wipe him off. Get some of his sperm on the dish rag, or her fluid or whatever, if you the brother or whatever, and tie it in a knot and put it in a damn mason jar. And that mother won't want to have nothing to do with nobody but you. That's for extreme cases. Because basically the Erzuli thing would be sufficient.
What's a mason jar?
We can tell that the other generation is kicking in. Now, I'm 38, I'm considered young. Everybody know what a goddamn mason jar is. A mason jar is what they put them peaches in and shit. Your grandmama preserved and some watermelon seeds. You know? You know what the hell that is. And if you go innovative, a big glass of green Kool-Aid, innovation jar. And for the child, a little one makes a jar. What's that? You see? Huh?
The first one you gave about how to get somebody off of you.
Yeah.
I got the part. Put the liquid coffee into the brown.
Yeah. No decaf now.
Put the person's name on the paper and put it in the bottle.
Nuh-uh, you set the bottle on top of it.
There's a brown paper bag.
Yeah. Brown paper bag. You set the bottle on top of the brown paper bag. The other one is the Urzuli one, you put the pink piece of paper in the bottle. And you put the honey up in there. You see what I'm saying? You know the brothers, man, you know hard-head, you don't should be doing some shit like that. You really need to do some serious psychological analyzing if you're a man and can't get no goddamn woman, especially here in Detroit when it's fucking 50 to 1. You don't need no damn jar, you need a fucking bullet. Or you need a damn dress and go to the other side. Shit. You a black man, upright walking and ain't drunk.
Right.
You see, and shave your ass, and put on some clean clothes, and talk the talk, you got to be, you don't need no bottle and shit, you need no damn psychiatrist, you can't get no fucking woman. Especially here, man, I remember in 1980 they were saying that the ugly niggas was walking around acting cute. Because in Detroit, and now that's, in New York, they be like, it ain't no more whether you got no money. Your criteria is, are you crazy? That's it. That's the shit in New York. I called my boy, I said, Dad, what's up? He said, man, I'm hiding from women. I said, why you hiding? He said, no, I'm a prominent black man. He said, the criteria is, are you crazy? You ain't crazy, then we might be able to work some shit out. Now, so you don't need this shit if you a damn man. You shit out of luck and you can't get nobody. All these damn women around here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You need to just go and defect to the other side. Put on you a dress and some lipstick and shit, because you dealing on that level. You can't get no woman and all. The bottom is the least of your problems and stuff. You need to be locked the fuck down in straight jackets. So, like I said, that's the one you put that dish rag in the mason jar. That's for extreme cases. Now, the money ritual one again is the leg bar on Monday. E-L-E-G-B-A. The leg bar or issue, E-S-H-U, on Monday, on 4 corners, 4 pennies on each corner, 16 pennies, 4 pennies on each corner. Now, to make some real energy, make them put them face down. 4 pennies on each corner, face down. If you want to put some, and basically you ask a leg bar or issue, the same person, for financial assistance. And it takes about a week, but it does come around, and it might not come the way you want it, but it will average, it will do, you know, it adjusts itself. You see what I'm saying? So if you say I want $1 million, it ain't come no damn $1 million. It adjusts itself to what you need. Yeah, it adjusts itself to what you need. Now, if you really want to put some emphasis on it, take that room and blow on 4 corners. Take the room and blow 1, 2, 3, 4 along with it, and that'll probably boost it up, probably get more cash. Always add to these things, and this is science. What's that?
1 penny on each corner.
No, 4 pennies on each corner, 16 pennies. 16 pennies.
On each corner, what?
On each, you got 4 corners outside. On each street, got most every street got down 4 corners. 4 on each corner of the street. On the corners. 4 pennies. Yeah.
And then take the run and go on.
I mean, you can, really, it's just the 4 pennies. And ask a leg bar for financial assistance.
And that's face down.
Then you do it face down. I'm just saying, for the people who did that before, you might want to add some spice to it, get you that
That wrong.
That Maya's rum.
You have to put it in your mouth and spit it.
Yeah, spit it. Mm-hmm.
All 4 ways.
Yeah. Now, what you see, now this is the thing about it. Now, see, I'm going to tell you how we got to do some psychological conditioning. See, these spirits know every damn thing. If you frown like that, they say, fuck that, I ain't giving you shit. You have to flow and surrender to the energy. You can't do shit for them.
They do it for you.
And think you're going to do this because I'm going to let you know a little secret. Guess what? It's your damn energy that is doing this shit. It's not no shit out here. It's your energy. So if you don't, see, it's psychological. If you don't believe in this shit, or if you say, I'm just doing it because whatever, then guess what? Where you frown about it, that's how that shit gonna work. You got to condition your fucking mind or the shit won't work.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just doing this because I can't see that.
No, I'm just saying. Condition your mind.
Okay.
Because it's your energy. That's the mystery to this thing. That's why sometimes it don't work. Because you be doing it just in case, and you be thinking it's an entity out here, and these entities work within you. You get it? And so that's how you got to do it. If you get anything to work, you got to realize that you just polarizing the energy inside of yourself. Now, this is what you need to do. This is very key right now in this 2000. Gotta do this shit right now, because if you conscious, sometimes you'll just be walking around your house and then you'll just come down with these bad thoughts. And you just be mad at every damn body. You know what I'm saying? You just be mad at everybody. You can get violently mad. They done tore your daughter's head off. What you don't realize is when you're growing up in consciousness, there's a thing called the demiurge, or what they call the demiurge, Adala broth, that's the stuff in Gnosticism. And there's the entities that set over us, and they don't want you to rise up, because that means they're going to have to relinquish power.
Right.
They want to stay in power, but they're too weak. They can't even control the weather no more.
Right.
But they'll do anything that they can do to keep you from rising up. So there's a war going on.
Right.
They'll do anything they want to keep you from rising up. So what they do is they come and give you their thoughts and make you think that they're your own. So and sometimes you just come down with some stuff. That's the entities on you, because when you rise up, they attach themselves to you. So it is key and it is paramount that at least twice a month, if you can do it once a week, to take you a spiritual bath. Now the spiritual bath consists of, this is a good one here. You get you a bag of lemons and a bag of limes. Now don't go and get no 1 or 2 lemons. You get at least 10 if you're going to buy them separate, but you get you a bag of lemons and a bag of limes. You cut them lemons up, you squeeze out as much of the stuff you can in a pot. You know, a pot, you know, when you boil spaghetti in. You know, at least a 12-inch pot. Squeeze out that much of those lemons you can in a pot. Put some water up in there. Make you some lime and lemonade type stuff. And you boil those lemons with the hulls and everything. You put it all, first you squeeze it out. Then you take the rinds and the hulls and everything that you cut, you can cut them in half, squeeze them, and you just boil all that together. You don't have to boil it long, just enough to get it hot and boil it to the point where, as you know, you get a little soup going.
This is with the juice too.
Get the juice and everything, you put it all there. Then you run you a bath, you run you some bath water. And then you take that water, that boiling water, and you pour it in the bathtub with the lemons and the lime. All that stuff got to be in the bathtub. You pour it in the bathtub with the juice and all that. If it's real boiling, you might want to, you know, adjust the water where it gets so you don't burn yourself up. You know, I want you to goddamn sue me because I ain't got no money. Your ass just be a burn up motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you a card or something. You know, something like that, no. Give you a dedication on one of the lectures. Like it ain't on foot. But you know, so you know, just just your water so you get the warm or whatever. So don't put no hot water in the tub and then dump some scalding water up in the hot water and get up in there and shit and be hollering my name. You know, so you pour that in the water. then you put some sea salt up in there. Sea salt. And you get in there and you bathe.
How much? You said what?
As much as you want. I don't know.
Get in bed.
Then not a little, get you some sea salt and dump it in there. You know enough, I don't know, you adjust it. And get in there and you bathe. And when you bathe, you imagine your aura around you, which is, your aura is your light field around you. You imagine that covering your whole body. Because what this is doing is strengthening your aura. And you bathe in that, then before you get out, you take your nose and you go under that water. Make sure your whole head go up under that water. Even if you got to turn around so you don't drown. And go up under that water. Then you get up and you turn on the shower and you wash all that stuff off of you. And imagine your aura. And what happens is when your aura starts to strengthen, then what will happen here is it'll knock off them entities. Very key that you do this. As well as when you do this also, you'll find it'll be a whole lot of power coming down. A whole lot of stuff coming down also too. With that, you'll be able to think clear, you'll be able to maneuver. So this is some stuff that you do before you go to court, before you go on the job. If you got certain things, you strengthen your aura, you basically can bend things to your will, situation, people, and all of that. You see what I'm saying? One brother had this guy, was this old cracker, probation officer. I'm sending you back to jail. Was on him, so he went and got a spiritual bath. I don't know if it was this one. And the guy said, hell, he won't even see your ass no more. He walked right in front of him, the cracker couldn't even see it. So we're talking about science. You see. So this is some spiritual cleansing stuff you can do also too. You can also do too. Do this with your partner, both of you take one and then go have sex. You see what I'm saying also too. Heighten some shit up. Because there's several ways you can do it. We'll get into that particular part. But one thing also too, a lot of the sex tantra doesn't consist of the man expending energy as far as rid of sperm. But if you just so happen to climax or come, make sure that you time your come so when you come together, so the brother, you hold out until she get her shit straight. That pretty much, you know how it goes. When she come, you pretty much can go after that type of thing, if you can hold out and shit. That's the problem. That's the problem. But do some, whatever techniques, the brown liquor, something, whatever, think of something, think of a brick wall or some shit while you're doing it or something. Something, whatever it is, don't, and don't dwell on how nice this shit is till you gonna go. And I suggest it be after a few times you're gonna have to fuck up on it, and so you're gonna have to get this right. You know how it is. But the key here is to make sure that you come together and whatever you want, you both focus on it and think on it at the same time right during the orgasm. Or right after the orgasm, and you literally will bring power to whatever the hell you want. That's one aspect of this thing. One of the few things you can do on the orgasm tip, based on the male too, is that energy together.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that energy together also. You see. So that's one also too. So do the whole aura thing and the spiritual cleansing also. You'll be surprised sometimes when you take a spiritual bath how serene and how calm you are, and you'll find out if it's just based on this bath, then in actuality it wasn't nothing wrong. It was somebody projecting on you. You see what I'm saying? As well as other humans around here can project on your ass and don't like you and stuff, and you feel the energy too. They say watch your thoughts, because thoughts are things. You see what I'm saying also too. A lot of that too, you need to get a lot of that shit off you when you come off the cracker job. You see? When you come off the cracker job. Also make sure you burn some white candles when you're doing this. And then sometime, even if you don't have the lemons and stuff, just take a bath and burn you some candles. And then go in the doggone kitchen and use the spirit and let the spirit tell you what you want to put in the tub. And if the spirit gives you something, that means you're supposed to do it. And don't think it's this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you know, sometimes the spirit, you go, oh, I would like that in the tub. Then that means that the spirit is telling you that that's what you're supposed to get. You see what I'm saying? And that works also too. You see what I'm saying? Now, for the one about the baldness, the male pattern baldness, you're going to have to deal with Obatala. That's O-B-A, or what is it, O-B-O? Let's see, O-B-A-T-A-L-A. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
O-B-A-T-A-L-A, Obatala. Obatala is the master of the head. He presides over the head. He presides over the head. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to run some bath water. Get in the bathtub. You're going to go and buy you a can of coconut milk, because his thing is the coconut. You can get the coconut milk, what, $1.65 or whatever. You buy your can of coconut milk. You take that coconut milk, you get it in the tub, you get you some white candles, put up in there. Okay? You take that coconut milk, you put it all over your head. All over your hair. Just, you know, just like you do the shampoo thing. And you sit up in there, in the tub, and you tell the water with the candles going, look, hook my shit up. I need my thing of water, and then you imagine the hair growing out of the follicles. You imagine the hair growing, because your creative visualization is what the energy is. And then you just sit in there until you feel it's done. Then you wash your hair, wash it all out, shampoo it, well, get it out the best way you can. I don't know if you want to do the shampoo right then, because you want to have some of that residue still up in there. You see what I'm saying? You can put that shit in your head, the shampoo, you can leave some goddamn coconut up in there. But you wash it out enough until you still have a little bit of the residue up in there, in the shower. And then believe it's going to be done. That's the key. The key is going to be based on whether you believe in this shit.
Right.
And until it is done, do it periodically about every week. You see what I'm saying? What's that?
I want to say something that I think works. You go into meditation,
Uh-huh.
it releases melanin.
Yes, it does.
Melanin has to do with all dark things, all dark parts.
Yeah, it does too. That's an excellent one too. Also too, meditation releases melanin, and also through the meditation you can also produce certain hormones of the melanin, melanocytes, that will also do the same thing with the hair also too. This particular one, it came to me based on the Obatala thing, and all. Usually when they give it to me this way and all, it usually works also too. So I'm just saying there's several ways to do things also too. There's several ways to do things also too, to do that. Right now what I need to do is I need you to ask me, is there anything that you have either wrong or anything that you have that you need a ritual for? Now is the time to ask me, and basically I just go in the damn classic records and just bring them up for out, because it's just like that. That's how it's rolling now. It's 2000. Shit, we got shit to get off the pot. So any questions on any other thing also that needs to be done? I mean, any questions on any other thing? What's that?
I got bursitis in my right shoulder.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering about that.
Did I give out the Obatala healing one the last couple of times before? Did I ever get that one out?
No.
The one with the coconut and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Should I give it out again? Okay, now this one. Yeah, let me just give it out again since we're in the spirit of things. That's pretty long.
Yeah, I got it on.
He got it on tape. He got it on tape. Go with that one, but also too. Take the bath and put the coconut on that shoulder. Rub coconut on it. Burn a white candle to Obatala. Burn the white candle to Obatala. Put the coconut stuff on it. I'm gonna coconut milk on it. Burn the candle and then tell Obatala to heal it. Then I got some shit right here. I'm gonna show you some.
White candle?
Huh?
White candle?
White candle. White candle. But do you see? Yeah. But always do it when you're in the period of cleansing. Either take a shower or in the tub or something like that also too. Always do it in the state of cleansing also too, because you're cleaning the aura. But burn the white candle. I'm gonna show you something that's very spiritual. How our people was dealing with some stuff. This is key stuff. But I'm gonna show you this. This is some shit down south. Never thought about it before. Just something simple. But then I come to find out there was a little more to it than that. This is some shit they use down south called sulfur 8. They got it up here like you can hit the bottom. Alright, now let me show you something spiritual. You see them men with them bumps all on the back of their head and this scar tissue. Now the key is before it gets to that point, you just have your regular little bumps or whatever type thing. And I had them, but it wasn't real bad. It just had them, but they don't go away. Or it might be 2 years down the road, they'll be there. You know, but it was never that old. You had this, just a little bit of bumps and all this kind of thing here. But I was afraid, shit, it might get to that point. But number one, a lot of that thing, it has something to do with a dirty pillowcase also too. Or the messed up clippers. It's actually the clippers that's dirty. Then it's also any kind of dirt that deals with it all, because that's not your head, that's actually a part of your neck, so it's the same as the razor bumps here. But here, this is nothing, but when it gets here, it gets severe. Now the white boy got all this kind of stuff, and none of that shit works. Because it wasn't in his best interest to work. It was a black thing. And they got people that can do treatment. They got other things that get it off. But it was interesting. Brother came one day and all, back in '92, I had a little bit. He said, he said, I had them too. He said, what you need is some shit medicated sulfur 8 in the yellow can. I said, that shit my grandmama used. He said, take it down in 3 days. He said, yeah. He said, not only take it down in 3 days, he said, that when you put it on that night, the next morning you'll notice the difference. Right. I done heard all this shit before. Put it on the next morning, know the difference, 3 days gone. He said, not only it work for the razor bumps on the ear too. What the hell is going on here? At first I was saying, well, it's just it's made to treat the hair up under the scalp because it's external. But then the spirit came and said, no, it's a little more to it than that. Because then I started using this shit for everything on the dermatology level. If I get any kind of rash or any kind of thing, I put this on the next morning, the shit is gone. I said, wait a fucking minute, here, something's going on. What happened was our people used to use this kind of stuff. The ancestral energies got in these old remedies. It's yellow, it's got black on it, that's alchemy, the yellow and black. The red, on the label, it's a yellow cream on the inside of the stuff and all. This reason why this shit all beat up in black and shit, I had this since down '93. Shit lasts you forever. Right. Especially if you ain't putting it in your head. I mean, if you just doing it, just putting on some shit, man, this shit, it might last you 4 years.
I know that's right.
Just start putting the shit on. Start putting it on everything. And then the spirit was like, look, your ancestors used to use that shit. 30s, 40s, 50s. And the energy of them is in this thing. The electromagnetic force fields. And it's got the right color, so it becomes an alchemical elixir. And this shit heals. You got any kind of thing, you go to the doctor, you get all the hair you want. Go get you some medicated sulfur 8 in the yellow can. They got the blue one too. But I don't know about, but I'm telling you the yellow one. And I'm telling you, this shit works on a lot of things. You see? Now you know something strong enough to take them damn bumps down, and that shit there is major, and it get back there, man. You people wear that shit like luggage.
Right.
You see niggas' head be fucked up. You might want to cut your head off, man. You cut your damn head off.
Yeah, I see that.
Real bad. I said, man, it's something that powerful to do that. You know that it can work on just about anything. You can put this thing on any type of dermatology or any type of skin rash or anything like that, and this shit works, but it's not working because of what's in it. It's not working based on the actual formula. It's working based on the spirit. Our ancestors and our grandparents used to use that shit, and it developed the astral body, the electromagnetic force fields that comes together in a time when we was using all kinds of stuff just to survive. So what it does is it creates electromagnetic force field, it creates time zones, it creates all that shit. See what I'm saying? Buy like that abscess, go get that lemon extract, put it on that abscess. Those old things, but what happened was is this here. The ancestors, our people, how did they come up with this? The spirit would tell them to go get this one. They had several products. They said, use that. That's all they had. And based on the alchemical makeup or the properties or whatever, they would choose the right products, and that shit used to work. You think of hell. How the hell we got from fucking 1865, or you say slavery, but we just saying this as conservative, 1865 to 1965 without all this medical shit. Obviously something is wrong and somebody gonna do some shit up in there to fuck us on up. And it is the doctor thing. This stuff, well, you might rub some of this shit on your shoulder, man. And that mother go through there and your shit will heal. You rub it on there and say, God damn it, I don't want. But you gotta be real about this shit. You can't be bullshit with this, that old Catholic bullshit. You can't be fucking around with that shit. You be like, look, I want this damn shit to happen, just like you do, you know, with your children and all, or with some nigga out there in the street. And that's the way the ancestors, we gotta get on it. Because we the same family. You got to be real about this thing. But you can't be all that old Lord's Prayer bullshit. You the gods, and they are the servants. You see, you've earned the right, but you got to be real about it, and you got to mean the shit. See what I'm saying? Like one sister called, she said, you know, I'm pregnant or whatever, and I told her what to do. We had natural birth control. Do you know that the menstrual, you got all these people talking this shit about the menstrual was a natural birth control. Some people say, what does it do? First of all, when you got pregnant and you didn't want the child, because procreation is bullshit. That's patriarchal. That's only 2,000 years, 3,000 years ago. We didn't have no sex to bring nobody to no goddamn planet. You see what I'm saying? To bring nobody to no planet. Every day you wake up should be a bad fucking day. Should be a bad day. As a matter of fact, I got some shit the Egyptians said about this shit. I'll find it in a minute and read this thing to you. A lot of things we did sexually was for another level. Then we decided, well, as a byproduct, we'll bring somebody on the damn planet. Ain't shit fucking around here beautiful about no fucking life. That's because somebody told you that shit. Life is pointless. Dude, I'm gonna drop some shit on you. Do you know that the Egyptians, I think I might have talked about this the last time, I don't know.
You hit on something.
I hit on it. You know the Egyptians said that they considered this shit a graveyard left over from a time when there was a group of gods that was on the planet that was living, and after they died, this is what comes about, what we call human life. That's why everything was based on the funerary thing. Was you said that? Why was dealing with death so much? Because they knew that this was the fucking death. You see what I'm saying? This was death. Now I done lost my damn point. What I was getting ready to say. What was I talking about right before then?
The Egyptians
No, before that.
menstrual.
Yeah, so the menstrual was, when you got pregnant, it was unwanted pregnancy. You could bring on your menstrual cycle at will and clean that shit out. That's what the shit was for. As well as the menstrual is full of melanin. Oja shaktis and kalis and different aspects of melanin. And when you bring that on and stuff, you can take that stuff and you can use that shit for all kind of magical purposes and spiritual purposes, that menstrual blood.
Photoboxes.
Right.
Carnelian.
You see, they even talked about how the whole ecological system down here was created through the menstrual blood of the black woman. She created all this shit. But also it was a form of birth control. It's also in a book, Dark Moon Mysteries. Dark Moon Mysteries. Damn, I didn't bring mine. Deep. Dark Moon Mysteries is the name of it. Either Dark Moon Mysteries is the name of this book, a black and blue book. And all, they go into some of the stuff there, but one of the greater books is The Wise Womb by Peter Redgrave and Penelope Shuttle, deal with the whole menstrual thing, which has been out of print for years, but it's so funny because this thing has been raised amongst black people, and now the damn book is back in print. And it's good now, because see, this the book I go to beat up on a motherfucker ass. You gotta come with some scholarship. You gonna run that bullshit about the menstrual being abnormal. Shit, this goddamn book here kicks a nigga in their ass and juke the shoe around in their ass. See, one thing about scholarship, it breaks down all that bullshit somebody come in and tell you some bull. This book here is the baddest on the planet on the menstrual thing. That's why it's been out of print for years. The Wise Wound. The Wise Wound by Penelope Shuttle and Peter Redgrave. But anyway, Shuttle and Peter Redgrave. But also, it was a form of birth control. You could bring it on back at will. So when the sister called me from someplace in Indianapolis, she said, I'm pregnant now. I said, you're going to have to bring it on. You're going to have to bring it on at will. And what you do is basically, for you sisters the next time, is basically, you get pregnant and you got an unwanted thing and all, and believe me, you don't need to be bringing no fucking babies on the damn planet that you don't want. Let alone, it's bad enough for one you want. So I had to cash their ass in a couple of years later, kill their ass and stuff. You didn't have them damn thoughts. So you damn sure don't need one down here you don't want. Trapping it from the astral plane. It ain't even your child. That's a whole other thing. You know, that's how they fool you. They take your genetic material and wrap it around a being alive. You say, oh, it's my child. It ain't your fucking child. That motherfucker, when it died, you can't even get in touch with the shit. I don't know you. Don't want to know your black ass. You know, some family members come back, some of you ain't heard from in years. They ain't trying to know your ass. Don't want to know you. I'm not even related to you. It's just an incarnation down here, just like an incarceration. This shit is about. Anyway, you imagine the ovaries, and you imagine it circling, and you imagine it cleaning that stuff out, just cleaning the blood out. You just keep doing it over and over again, and say, go back, I don't want it. And you put it in your head, you keep imagining that. Then after you clean it out, you imagine fire shooting up there, and shooting up the actual, and burning up whatever the fuck is hiding up in there. And you do it, and you imagine the flow keep on, and your menstrual will come on. So the sister's like, I did it. And, and I said, well, what it is I said psychologically, because she had mentioned a few things, whether she was a little, she had those things, she had those things in her head that this stuff don't work.
Right.
So I said, let me help this sister around. I said, look. I said, God damn it. Motherfuckers, that damn period better be on by 6 o'clock, and I ain't playing with your ass. Call her up. I said, your period on, right? She said, that shit came on by 3 o'clock. Now what I do, I produce the force. That's the ending. Remember in the movie Devil's Advocate, they say, you gotta hold on to that anger. That's the last thing to go. You see what I'm saying? I produced that for us, and sure enough, you see. So this is the type of stuff this is the type of stuff we're talking about. Let's go on. Let's go on. We get into this particular aspect. So is there any other? So brother, get some of that sulfur 8 and put on there, man. You'd be surprised. See, one of the keys on the mystery here is, if you fix your mind that it's going to work, then it's going to work. And that's the hardest part, convincing yourself that the shit is real. Because all this magic is it's polarizing the energy within you. What's that?
But the sulfur itself, the element of sulfur.
That's right.
Is in the skin.
In the skin,
Sulfur is related to fire.
fire, and also
You
too,
have energy.
sulfur is the chief element to alchemy.
That's alchemy, right?
Right.
Chief element to alchemy is sulfur. Then you got the damn 8. 8 is infinity. Numerology.
Right.
Sulfur 8. I'm telling you that this the damn elixir here. I didn't hit on the shit, I'm telling you. When all shit failed, I go in the cabinet and get that yellow bottle I had since 93. And the shit worked. What's that?
I was on the energy thing, this guy, you know, the one that's got this penthouse girl, play girl, that magazine. Well, his wife had cancer.
Uh-huh.
She gave the name of the stuff that she used. I think she lived a couple of years. So she said things started dissolving in her and everything. She's a white woman, right? But what she was really using was just the stuff that you get from drugstore.
Yeah. See, sulfur is a component of melanin.
Right.
It's all in the alchemical breakdown. Alchemical breakdown, the whole sulfur thing. And so sulfur 8, hell, the 8 is sacred. John Elijah Muhammad wore the bow tie. Represents 8, also represents the bow in the sky, which is Sirius. It's a bow, and the bow star, they call it, the 3 stars in the middle is those 3 stars in Orion's belt, but the 8 is Orion. You see what I'm saying? So, and also we talk about infinity. So the elixir, so when the white boy brought it up, or whoever did it, whatever it was the right alchemical component for our ancestors to use. And I'm telling you, this shit here, I done tried it on damn near everything, and I wake up, I said, wait a minute, this shit's scaring me. This shit is scaring me because it's working. You see what I'm saying? Use this stuff on anything and all, and that's how this thing actually, goes. A few other things. Go get Sam Tanner's album Abraxas.
Oh, yeah. Practice.
Just the album cover alone is worth
Oh, yeah.
buying. And you can't really, there ain't no substitute with the CD because you gotta see that black body on that damn shit. Sam
It's
Tanner,
old, 70. It's in the
76, ain't it?
in the mid to
76.
It came right after
Abraxas.
Black Magic Woman,
You know-
Gypsy Queen.
Black Magic Woman,
Gypsy
Gypsy
Queen.
Queen. It's an awesome album, but just you combine it because you get the album cover also.
Oh, yeah.
Abraxas. 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 Abraxas is the Gnostic god, the Christ. The Persian Christ, Abraxas. Mithra is one of the Persian gods. Abraxas is also the Gnostic god, which is all this shit is coming out of ancient Kemet. Different names for the Christ. Also, Abraxas is a name for the Christ. So, but just get, you'll see the people who never saw the album cover. You can get it, you can get the CD and just see that picture on there, that damn badass black woman, naked.
That's Black Magic Woman, Gypsy
Black
Queen.
Magic Woman, naked. And I ain't talking about she blue-black.
Oh, yeah, come on by.
The shit is hell. Also, I want you to get a Wayne Shorter's album. Wayne Shorter, you know, who's the architect, one of the co-founders of Weather Report, but also
Oh, yeah.
soprano, saxophone, and alto. Get Wayne Shorter's album, Phantom Navigator, 1987. Phantom Navigator, 1987. Get that album, because also there is a song on side 2, the first song on side 2, Yemen Ya. Yemen Ja is also, she is the voodoo, no, she's the Yoruba goddess, and she's the Dogon goddess, Emiya. Because she's located in the Dogon thing, she's a form of Mayat in Kemet. Shekinah which would be in the Kabbalistic text, Sophia, which would be in the Gnostic text, as far as form of Setmayat. Now, what this thing is this. We'll go into this later on. Imiyah is represented as Sirius C. Sirius C is the star of woman, but it is also the world to come. That's one of the keys to this thing. The Kabbalah talk about this world to come. In Egypt, it's called the Sekhet Aru, fields of blood, the paradise of the Egyptians, which is this world to come, which is embedded in the black woman's womb. It's a whole nother paradise. And when you have that menstrual blood that flows, it's flowing from that other dimension where we get ready to go. But Imiyah in Dogon represents that world to come. So get Phantom Navigator, because there's a song on there also too.
What's his name?
Wayne Shorter. Wayne Shorter. Also, go back and look at the movie Dead Again, 1991, Dead Again. Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson. Used to be married. It's a modern day adaptation of the Osirian drama.
You said dead again?
Dead Again, Dead Again.
Did you say 1987?
No, 1991. 1987 is the movie, is the album Phantom Navigator, which is an awesome album. Phantom Navigator. But Dead Again, where somebody is wrongfully killed and the people conspired against them, conceal it, but they come back in a later incarnation to correct the wrong. Correct the wrong. And that's what we're doing back now, to correct the wrong that's been plagued against our ass. Because ultimately, remember, I told you at the conference, fall in love with death. Death is the final destination. Because death is life. That's why the movie Final Destination came out. You see the movie Final Destination? It should be coming to video yet. Because you can't cheat death. Embrace death. Embrace death also too. Let's give you a couple other things and all. We got a lot of stuff to cover. This gas thing. With the gas being high, that's a form of mind control. That means they got something going on. They don't want you to deal with, or they understand based on this doggone 2000. Based on this 2000, that they need to have a distraction. Number one role of mind control is to distract the people. So this whole gas shit, they rose the prices. Ain't nothing happened with no damn gas. They got all wells capped in Texas. The gas thing is a form of mind control. They did it in the 70s, they're doing it again.
Right.
And that's to throw you off on some major shit. They knew that based on the year 2000, there's some major stuff going down. So they gotta keep you locked down, and the gas is another thing. Meanwhile, your spirit is jumping off the damn charts. Look at fucking Tiger Woods shit. And this is a dead nigga. This nigga won the US Open. He went undefeated. He was like basketball shit. Undefeated in golf. He ain't lost no. He won the US Open. And made mockery of the US Open. Now the hardest one, if you win the US Open, you damn sure gonna catch hell winning the Masters.
Right.
He won the Masters first. So what they did is they worked around the clock. They changed up all the golf courses. So he sat back for us. This is a dead nigga. But just letting you know how the spirit inside of him is overriding his fool ass.
Right.
He sat back for a year, won by 2 in 98. Learned the damn courses. Came out 99 kicking ass. Won a whole bunch of them. 2000 he won the US Open. Made mockery. Then they said, well, if that don't get you, they say the hardest one ever is the British Open.
Right.
Jack Nicholson and them caught hell with that shit. Nigga went to the British Open last weekend and made mockery. Broke more records than ever. So there's something going on and they know. Then you get Venus. sister already won U.S. Open. I said, Lord, that's gonna break poor little Venus' heart. She go to Wimbledon, and she didn't beat some straggler. She beat the top in the world. You know the crackers was mad as hell. What's his name won the doggone British Open on the 23rd, which is the whole Sirius thing, the whole Leo thing. She won that Wimbledon and stuff, that all that's in the height of the summer solstice. Now they're saying, well, what they say, because these are the elite sports that takes brains.
Right.
These crackers is on the internet now saying, look, we got to do something with this type of wood shit. We got to try to change these courses around again. And in so many words, they say, we got to take this motherfucker out. But he's already proven now he can die because he's an idiot. You know, they got a little white girl and shit. He don't want to be black.
Yeah.
Now, you know it's something when you consciously don't want to be black and the damn melanin working any damn way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What's that? The 3 eclipses?
Yeah, they had 3. Now, I got it.
Well, this is the thing I'm trying to ask here.
Think about it, stuff with astrology.
I haven't heard anything about it. This is the thing, because I'm not even sure if July 23rd is the rising of Sirius. They give all these different conflicting dates. When is the rising of Sirius? You know, because I've been studying this thing, and I originally had July 23rd. Then I'm hearing all these other different things, and you notice they won't even say the rising of Sirius. Now, Jack Hartimer, you know, little motherfucker stand on the thing. He come on and give you all this little shit about clouds, and you can see this little old insignificant planet. But yeah, he is the rising of Sirius, and I haven't heard anything. He talked about it last year. But last year they had John to die around the same time. They took his ass out. You see. Now let me show you something else too. The top watch is not Rolex. The top watch is Breitling. Just that the rappers heard about damn Rolex. It's Breitling. This is a knockoff version from fucking New York. This one is $7,000 real. You see what I'm saying? 45, 50 fake.
Right.
Or 100 fake if you ain't in New York.
Right.
Shit, you get this baby here and white boy see it and you say 200, he say, get it here. Because he know the other one is 7,000 and gold is 20,000. And they got one called a damn emergency. Now, let me show you what this thing is about here. The emergency has got a little thing on it. If your plane go down, if your boat go down, or anything go down, you get lost, you twist this little knob and they come and get your ass. Wherever you are on the planet. They will come and get you. It sends out a homing device. Now, I was wondering why John didn't have one of these shits. Well, neither here nor there, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. Did you see the movie Skull and Bones? When they went over, they gave him a box and they gave him a Breitling. Got 2 wings like Horace and a V in the middle. Gave him a Breitling. This homing device, when called a Breitling emergency. Wherever you are on the planet, it come and get you. If you're on a remote island that they ain't never saw before, it's lost, you pull that button, they'll find the shit. But this is the funny thing. I'm raising this point for this particular reason. The only place who don't allow the shit to be sold is America. It's about a $5,000 fine. And I'm still in view of something. $5,000 fine if you pull that little button. You can't even get them in America. They sell them. You can go to Canada, Britain, maybe the Virgin Islands and Europe. Now, why is this? Here's something that saves lives, but you're not allowed to have it in America. They say it's made on universal time or Earth signals that's set in America. You can't get it. Why is that? Because America's a damn penal colony. And they can't have somebody with a homing device coming in the penal colony to rescue somebody. America is an experimentation on a penal colony. So therefore, just that alone shows you this in America. I'm like, well, damn, America, Mr. Technology, they be the first people to jump on this shit. But you can't hit it. And there's a fine, and it might be jail time if you do it 1 or 2 more times. Because America is a prison. It's not even on the other aspect. That's why they sabotaging this shit all day long. Hell, everybody over here might be clones, but y'all motherfuckers in this place. Everybody. But we say, why would they go? Because it's a penal colony. It's an experiment. And by it being an experiment, they can do what the hell they want to do. This is some severe shit. You see, now it's interesting because I got some stuff Brother Alvin gave me today, and they're saying it again. I'll read it to you. They're saying this again. This is why, if you here tonight, if you in consciousness now, you are the shit. Bottom line. And you should look at it that way, because the only thing that matters in the universe is these group of people. Let me go into that in a few minutes with the more thing in a few minutes. But it says right here, it's white people shit. African Americans, for the most part, are the heirs to the earth. They are the sole group that came from Sirius B and had polarized to the light. You see, this is why they were in the etheric form when they arrived. And they have given up having physical bodies. One of their goals was to integrate to the dark side. Integrate the dark side. So here it is again. Here goes some white people, just like it was with that group. That group that came. That group that did the thing in '95 when the. No, not that one. The guy Robert Shapiro says that black people, no matter how much they express themselves, they act as they hold the key to the planet, and if their population falls below a certain percentage, I don't think we'll be able to go on. This is an internet article, but they don't have no www.com thing on it. You know. So it's just that one little piece there. Number one, we are the heirs, and because you are consciousness is going to come through you. It ain't going to come from some people walking around the damn street talking about it's up at the Democratic Convention with a $1,000 suit on. It's going to come to the ones that's been doing this shit. It's you. And because you're here tonight, you're drawn here tonight because it's going to come from us when this shit jump off. See what I'm saying? None of this stuff was by accident. They say we are the heirs. It's just we already know this.
Right.
But then again, I got this argument with some brother in L.A. and he was saying that, you know, why do we always say it's going to be the people over here? Because we already know that we're the only ones privy to this shit. Now the brother in Africa they so stuck on survival, which means that the man got them on such a survival, just to eat is a task.
Right.
We're the ones that's privy to the information, and we're the ones that think different than everybody else, although we are looked on as the ones that's more crazy than anybody else.
Right.
But then again, on the other hand, this is when the shit starts breaking down. And this is some spiritual shit. It is no doubt about it that we are some fool-ass people. Africans and all that fool too, but the Caribbean and them, they got one other thing. They still have a remnant of a culture. Even if you look at the Caribbean, the whole Caribbean thing is still something. It's almost like a brushstroke of leftover African culture. It's still a tropical type base. You see what I'm saying? This season that you see there, we're the only people that straight up. You see what I'm saying? And even when we built the culture out of slavery, it was totally different than anything resembling Africa in a way. That, my friends, is the goddamn Christ. That is the transmutation. Also, when they talk about the madness, and this is some very spiritual stuff, we are mad people. But if this is an illusion and a matrix, then mad is the Christ realm. if this is all that's fucked up, then there's something metaphysical and spiritual in our fucked upness.
Break it down.
You see? So it has to come from us, because that's, even when you go, how many people saw the movie X-Men yet? You gotta go see the movie X-Men. The movie X-Men is about us. Now one of the keys is they're supposed to call themselves mutants. A mutant is a mutation from, this is not talking about, see, we've been calling white people mutants. We don't know where we got that from, white people or not, because they call themselves mutants too. They're not mutants, they're hybrids. A hybrid is a mock imitation of something original. A mutation happens in nature. And sometimes a mutation is a higher form of life. That's what they're showing on the movie. They said these mutations come, but they said the process is slow. But it will mutate into a higher being. So all these so-called mutants or whatever, the X-Men, they all have different talents or different things that they can do. But the mystery here is they're limited because they can only do this one talent. The key here is, the mystery to the movie is, when you put all the talents together, that's the new race that we're coming to. You see? And they threw this shit in the movie where as these motherfuckers gonna be mutants and stuff, it's gonna be a higher race, and we need to control them so that they accept humanity and coincide with humanity. Humanity in this case is the new humans that just still trying to do the human shit because they ain't old enough. Meanwhile, we are a species that has been on the planet long enough to mutate into another reality. You see? And they showed you the key, because all of that mutant, why is it the Storm was the one, Halle Berry, that controlled the forces of nature. All this stuff is, and see, all this stuff is key. Now, it is no doubt that we are mad, but that's good. That is the transmutation. The Christ represents a transmutation in alchemy. An original substance that transmutates into a new reality or crystallizes into a new reality. We call that the Christos, the Christ. The madness that we see is a form of the transmutation. Because it is so opposite from the regular function, and everybody behaves better than us. I get on the doggone train down there. Got on the train at 1. Little junior high school, black kids get off the train. They get on the train. You know, white people coming in from the airport, got all their bags and shit. They get on there. Yeah, they're a little loud and all. This is a little cute, but you think they junior high school. Everybody know they high school children. One guy on there, he just decided he gonna get up and rap. So the damn, it was funny, because the black sister who was just like the modern police, she came and she said, now what make you think that all these goddamn people on this train want to hear you, and what the hell you got to say? What makes you think that these people really want to hear you rap? And for a minute he thought about it and said, you right. This is asinine. Because he's trained to just do what he feels. That's an animal level. And she pulled him on it. And what she was doing was she was pulling him on it because see, it's not a matter of we want to behave a certain way around white people. We care about what white people think. No. Certain thing was paramount to our behavior that we had to survive in this country. You didn't act a fucking way around white people. There ain't nothing wrong with that shit. You didn't show your ass around goddamn white people. Niggas now get out here and act a certain way like a damn savage. We didn't do that shit. That's paramount. That's nation building. All other races do that shit. I get on there and I be watching. That fucking Asian get on there. Behavior is impeccable. Whites get on there. The beast. Behavior is impeccable. Damn. Mexicans will get on there, don't even have on no fucking shoes hardly. These are the ones that just got over here. Ran across the border last night. Their behavior is that impeccable. Niggas get on there and it's embarrassing. But this how shit comes, and this is what the mutation is, which is still good. But let me explain. So we say, well, them junior high school kids, you know, they're a little loud or whatever, but still yet, they still children. And so everybody on the place realizes they children. This is what's sad. I'm on the train later on, went to the movies, came back on the train the same time. Because it was my car, it was our car together when my girl split, but I just gave her the damn car. You know what I'm saying? So you can have everything in the house, that's the right thing to do and all. You know what all. So, well, I gave her the car. Shit, so I'm on the train now. So anyway. So I go to the, well, hell, she's the one that drove it anyway, shit. She chauffeured my ass around. And also, I guess, like the sisters up in the thing said she had to cut you off the titty. That's what it is. Cut a nigga off the titty, man. That's your mama. She got to cut you off the titty to let you go. I said, that's the way to look at it. Cause I was in the comfort zone. But anyway, I'm on the train the same night. And I see the same, so I see these people get on and I say, damn, is them damn junior high school people back? I said, it's down at 10 o'clock. The same behavior of the people that, now this shit getting scary. The same behavior of the people in junior high school, I'm looking at motherfuckers late 30s, 40s, and 50 years old. Same behavior, acting like fucking fools. And I'm looking at the damn Mexican man, behavior is impeccable. Do you know what they call culture? Culture is called behavior. And so, if you ain't behaving, you animal-like. But then again, the whole concept of alchemy is putrefaction. You have to putrefy into nothing, and then you illumination through putrefaction, or the transmutation through putrefaction. You have to rot. So, that particular concept of a magnet that's we going through, but the key is this. We have located different forms of the Christ. I think I might have mentioned this book before. I might have mentioned this book before. Let's see if I got it down here. The one by Dionysus. Now, Dionysus, because I was wondering this kind of shit here. What is it with these white people and these damn dinosaurs? God damn, you got Vaughn, you got Lost World, you got Jurassic Park, you got dinosaurs, all these damn dinosaur shit. Well, see, they ain't got nothing to do with that now, because see, number one, the whole reptilian shit is we the fucking reptilians. See, the whole David Icke shit and all is government. With that shit there, the reptilian shit. We'll get into that in a few minutes. What is Dionysus? Well, Dionysus is the god Dionysus. Here's the book. Dionysus, Myth and Cult by Walter F. Otto, O-T-T-O. Dionysus is supposed to be the Greek form of Osiris, or Osar. But the Greeks say this shit is alien to us. This thing came in, migrated in. So the Dionysus is it's a pre-dynastic phenomenon of the god Set Typhon before Set Typhon was relegated to the devil. He was the chief god of ancient Kemet. Soot, black, means black one. Then it travels up into Mesopotamia after they have the fight and they get kicked out of Kemet. It travels up into Mesopotamia and on into Babylonia with these new names, in Northeast Africa and on around into Greece. Now, because the original Greeks were black. So, Dionysus, or Dionysus, is basically a form of Osiris. Now, this is a code word what they're doing when they talk about all this Jurassic Park, cloning, the doggone dinosaurs and all that shit. The word Dionysus, you get the word dinosaur, dino. The word Osiris is the word Osar. You put them together, you get the word Dionysus Osiris or Dionysus Osar, dinosaur. They're talking about black people. That's the mystery to the shit. Now, Dionysus is a god of madness. He's the god of madness. He's the god that drives people mad to madness. Somber madness. He's the god that brings on a world bewitched. The world bewitched also represents another mystical realm, but also the world bewitched represents madness. It is through the madness. They said, well, we'll explain what the madness is. The madness is the spiritual realm merging into the physical realm. And the physical realm, the spiritual realm is so alien to the physical realm, they're like in supreme vexation to each other. Until the physical realm, when this spiritual realm merge together, it brings on a form of madness. Because you're in a physical body, but you're rising up spiritually. So it becomes a form of madness. Chaos. As well as, because you know your alcohol, because he's the God of wine. Just like Jesus is the God of the vine. Alcohol, because all that shit is, they just took this shit and made Jesus out of it. Alcohol, there's a part that even the ancient man said about alcohol. See if I got it in here. Because you know they call alcohol spirits. You know, they call alcohol spirits. Alcohol, what he says, is a gift from the gods. You get drunk, your ass go mad. For some people go to sleep. That takes you into that melanin realm. Some people go get drunk and go mad. Alcohol brings on a madness. This particular madness in actuality is the spiritual realm. So, in so many words, what Christianity has done, or religion, is basically, it's so false that the whole design is to design to take you out of spirituality altogether. Because the things in which when you study real hard and find out the things in which spirituality details is almost damn near night and day compared to what the damn Christianity, even Islam, which is real horrible when it comes to this shit, bowing down and hoping nothing don't bite you. And even the obedience of the Hebrew thing, this is what we call later day spirituality, what they call spirituality, which is religion, is something that is so alien to what real spirituality is, that they have labeled spirituality until when you recognize real spirituality, you run from the shit. So everybody in the crazy house is very spiritual, tapping into zones. And even when you start thinking on a cerebral level, just say a conscious level, people right now in your family think, that motherfucker that gone through, he's crazy. And you just open it up. You see what I'm saying? So just even on that subtle level, people view you as crazy. Just by having knowledge. So the madness, when they say we are the ones that's the heirs to this thing, obviously because ain't nothing left. That's what time it is. Now let's go into this particular part. So the hanging in Mississippi, distraction. Texas execution, distraction. You see what I'm saying? It's also distraction. Bram Stoker's Dracula, another story of Isis and Osiris coming together. Another story of Isis and Osiris coming together. I'm going to get into this particular part here. Go get Superman 1978, the movie. The shit is dropping. The first hour is dropping all the science. Whenever he goes to Metropolis to work at the newspaper, the movie is basically over. Just go back and just study it. This shit is the Christ. It's the Christ story. And he tells him, and you know it's about the black man. He tells him, he said, I don't know what it is, brother, but you. 1978, the Superman the movie, the first one, 1978, Christopher Reeve. And there was 4 of them, but this is 1978, Christopher Reeve, the first one. First one and the second one dropped all the shit. But anyway, he's looking at the guy, at Glenn Ford, who was his father, that found him as a baby. So you've been showing off because he ran home, you know, because he said, You know, he said, but I can throw them football, I can throw the football and I can run touchdowns faster than all of them. And he said, son, you got a gift from God, or from you especially, you came from another place and you got a gift or whatever. He said, I don't know what it is. He said, but one thing it ain't about is running no goddamn touchdowns. Now they was talking about, they was sending a signal to the black man based on your talent. It ain't about running no damn touchdowns. And they taking all of the spiritual warriors and putting them on them fucking fields. Just imagine if Michael Jordan's energy was converted into something else. You see what I'm saying? And we admire that idiot. And that's what he is a fucking idiot. Michael Jordan is a goddamn idiot with a capital I. You know it's an idiot when you can't separate yourself from sports to the day that nigga live on the golf course now. That's a damn idiot. You see what I'm saying? If it's the same Michael Jordan. Same Michael Jordan. The movie Stigmata. That movie Stigmata. The whole thing that went down is, you know, it's a little sensationalized, but then again, a lot of things you go through a lot of things on the spiritual level when the Kundalini energy starts to rise. When the Kundalini energy starts to rise, you'll go through a lot of things on the spiritual level. And that's what the movie was talking about, outside of all the stuff that was actually going on. That energy, when it rises, you go through all kind of doggone weird, unexplainable things and stuff. Because what that is doing is that's the spirit realm getting the body to a certain level of spirituality. And for some people it's very shut down and dormant. The Stigmata is a representation of that when you go see the actual movie on when she was going through all that crazy stuff also too. All that stuff also too. Now, I want to go into this particular science right now on the history of this, and we're going to bring it down to the sexual energy or what we're supposed to be polarizing. Let me go into this right now. It all starts in the dynastic period of ancient Kemet, of these prophecies and these spiritual aspects of things that are supposed to happen in the future of us going into slavery. You heard me talk about this before. We got the text where we was supposed to go into slavery 5,000 years before it happened, and they did all of this particular stuff to put themselves in a situation to remedy that after we come out of slavery. That's what we're doing right now tonight. But there was a process to get to that particular